We got to talk about the Florida Gators. Let's bring in Steve Wiltfong. I'm excited. Gators take down number 9 Texas 21-29. Gators have the number 9 ranked class in America when it comes to recruiting, and we're going to get there. Last year at this time, Steve, we were talking about 5-star wide receiver Dallas Wilson, who went 6 for 6 catches, 111 yards, 2 TDs in his debut. We haven't seen him yet this season, but boy, did he break out behind DJ Lagway's 2 TD performance. Jaden Ball carries it 27 times for 107 yards and a touchdown. Arch Manning struggled again, 16 of 29, 2 TDs, 2 INTs. Steve, what is the instant reaction to this one out of Gainesville?
So we're talking the Florida Gators today. Nobody was more excited about this win today over Texas outside of people that already work or play in the facility than commits and top targets that are just incredibly happy for Billy Napier and this coaching staff. No staff does a better job of building authentic relationships with top targets. And I think you can see how it even resonates within this own football program, how they never quit, how they never stop playing hard, how they try and go out and do the right things, the way they carry themselves after wins, the way they carry themselves after losses. It's a direct reflection of Billy Napier and that coaching staff and how much they love him. And the recruits flocked to Gainesville today to support Billy Napier and this coaching staff. They were ecstatic to see the Gators get a win. CJ Hester said, I'm just going to keep on supporting them, says that we are going to keep fighting and pushing through no matter what. He was at Missouri last week. He is sticking with Florida if nothing changes. How about 4-star running back Carson Baker showing up at Florida instead of Florida State? They were expecting him in Tallahassee. Our Florida insider Corey Bender reporting that Carson Baker was in Gainesville. UNLV defensive line commit Isaiah Broughton has really seen his stock rise this year in SEC country. Florida, one of the programs that he is high on. He said Florida just needed a wake-up call, and they proved him right. This was one of the best defensive games he's ever been to. Said it was electric, that Florida moved up his board, definitely in his top 5 now. Number 1 quarterback in the country, Elijah Haven, and his family in the 2027 class, already trending towards Florida on the Rivals prediction machine. His family didn't know what to expect this weekend, his dad told me, but Gainesville was rocking. So the fans, not the fans on the message board that are still clamoring for some change, but the fans inside the stadium, they wanted to see Florida get this done. They created a heck of an atmosphere. The Haven family felt that. He talked about the resiliency, the way the players are connected, the way the coaches are still connecting with the players, talked about how hard they're playing, talked about how they're able to reach the players during times of adversity. And for them to respond the way they did speaks volumes for Coach Napier and his staff. The Haven camp will certainly continue to keep a keen eye on the Gators moving forward. They obviously have done a great job making them feel like a priority. He wants to go to a school that feels at home. He doesn't have a better connection with anybody than Florida. Reaction's going to continue to come in from the swamp, but recruits wanted this win today, and they got it.
Yeah. Those obituaries that some of those fans were writing, you're going to have to ball those up. Maybe second time in 2 years that Billy has bucked the guillotine there in Gainesville. I know a lot of people had written him off after that Florida loss, but they go into the bye. It seems like they get some things worked out on offense, namely with DJ Lagway. He looked like that former 5-star that we saw so much as Gatorade Player of the Year. Dallas Wilson. I mean, Steve, let's talk. There's a lot of Gator fans that maybe don't follow recruiting, and they don't know how we got here with Dallas Wilson. This was one of the craziest recruitments of the 2026 cycle.
Dallas Wilson, 6 catches, 111 yards, 2 touchdowns, an absolute difference maker. This is why you went out and got this recruitment done, so you could go out and pair him with DJ Lagway and win games like this. And it wasn't easy. Dallas Wilson loved Oregon. He committed to the Ducks very early. And throughout his process, people speculated that he would flip, and he was supposed to take these visits. And these visits, he kept never showing up. And then even on his official visit to Florida, you may want to correct me if I'm wrong, because it all starts to run together. The limo showed up and sat in front of his house for like 3 hours, and he didn't go out there, right?
Yeah, I thought if he flipped it all during his recruitment, it was going to be to Miami. He made a couple late visits there. It just seemed like maybe Miami had a little bit more momentum with him, but
Yeah.
like if you look at the totality of his recruitment and just his distance from he goes to Tampa Tech, or he went to Tampa Tech, which is 2 hours outside of Gainesville, and
He signed with Oregon, Josh.
he signed with Oregon.
Signed with Oregon.
Didn't he make it out to Eugene?
Now,
Am I wrong?
Dan Lanning and company cut. It wasn't like Jared Keese, Sagapolitelli, Cal's quarterback that had to go
Right.
into the portal. Oregon cut him loose. I mean, it was hard for him to go across the country, but he wanted to be a Duck. But now he's a Florida Gator, and he's putting on for the state. And this was a huge win for Florida today, a balanced effort across the board. But they got a lot of playmakers. Look at that young talent: Dallas Wilson, Vernell Brown III, Jaden Ball. Like this,
Ball, give him the ball.
This is a football team that has the talent. They just need to play at this level. And the defense shine. How about Billy Napier saying early in the week that DJ Lagway had a look in his eye? And I just love the way DJ Lagway carries himself. Win or lose, he is a great role model. Goes out there and takes the heat if it's deserved. But I can't wait to tune into his press conference later today. 21-28, 298, 2 touchdowns. And you go on social media and everyone wants to tell you how bad Texas is. Can someone have a good win at some point? You go on to social media, everybody says that's not a good win. No one ever has a good win. If Minnesota beats Ohio State tonight, someone will say it wasn't a good win for the Gophers. This was a great win for Florida. A top 10 team came into their house and they beat them, and the game was never in doubt. They beat them worse than Ohio. They beat them worse than Ohio State did. And they made some big plays down the stretch. So many guys stepped up, and it'll be interesting to see where this takes the Florida Gators moving forward, because they are 2-3 right now, and they have the talent to win every game on their schedule, right?
Absolutely.
It's just playing consistent football. They got to go to Texas A&M next, and the football scheduling gods are with the Aggies right now, because every home game is a night game for Texas A&M. Florida's going to have to go play that one at night, but then they get Mississippi State. That should be a win. Anything happens, and the Mississippi State's 4-1. They're playing Texas A&M tonight, so maybe not so fast. We'll see. Anything can happen in Florida, Georgia, and the cocktail party, at Kentucky, Ole Miss. These are games that you can see them being in all of a sudden after beating Texas today. And so, but these recruits are excited, and I was excited to talk to them. And anyone that's ever corresponded or talked with Coach Napier and this staff loves him as a person, and they're happy for him today. And the media cannot fire Coach Napier today. There's still some message board posters that want some change. We'll see how the rest of the season goes. But Napier has the support of his players. He has the support of his recruits. It's easy to see why the administration supported him last year, just the way everybody feels about him. And we talked about it on the Wilfong Whip Around on Thursday, Josh. He always has a big win in Gainesville at some point during each and every season. And obviously today, knocking off number 9 Texas, it was never in doubt. And we'll see how these guys continue to play and respond with another big one on the road at Texas A&M next weekend.
Yeah. All right. So kind of to reset in recruiting before the weekend, the theme was Florida is getting a lot of commits on campus for a big game. And, we asked, is it worth it? Is the risk worth the reward? The way the Gators were playing, we're saying if they even lost this game, should you bring in all these recruits? And our answer was yes. Just the environment was going to be lively. There's a lot of playmakers on this team. We thought it was going to be an exciting game. We thought that it was worthwhile to bring these guys in. But now it looks a little different after the win. Now a lot of these guys, like a KJ Ford, like a Hezzy Kent, that have been looking around maybe, kicking the tires. Carson Baker made it, like you said at the top. But this was a big win, a statement win for some of these top Gator recruits that were maybe on the fence a little bit.
Well, these guys want to go to Florida, and they want to play for this coaching staff. And sometimes you see recruits that are forming backup plans. They're really starting to plan their next move.
Right.
These Florida guys do not want to plan their next move. They want to go to Florida and play
Yeah.
for the staff. And
Good
so
point.
this win today validates things for them for at least another week till they got to go play another football game. And it's a what have you done for me now lately world. And they have an opportunity to go on the road and get a great win next weekend against Texas A&M. It'd be a great win no matter what happens to Texas A&M tonight, in my opinion. But these recruits, if they are talking to other schools, it's just so they're not left high and dry. It's not because they have 1 foot out the door already.
Yeah. And obviously, one of the big wins already this weekend, not just the win over Texas, but getting Carson Baker in Gainesville rather than Tallahassee, because that looked funny to me, seeing Carson Baker on Florida State's visit list while Florida is playing a major SEC game just 2 hours down the road. But, of course, the Gator coaching staff probably saw that and said, yeah, this ain't right. We need to get Carson Baker in Gainesville for this one. And he had to like what he saw. Gators run wild over Texas. Gator fans.
No doubt in my mind, Caden Hall has FOMO, 4-star safety that wants to stay committed to Florida, but he's in Tallahassee this weekend. He's soaking up Doak Campbell Stadium right now. But
hey,
Gators got
that's telling. Win. That's telling. I mean, it tells you, hey, Carson Baker's a little bit more solid than Caden Hall is. We'll see what happens after the weekend. We'll see. Gator fans, talk to us. How are you guys feeling? Big win over Texas. There's some winnable games now moving forward. I mean, it wasn't looking this optimistic before this game, but after this game, it looks like there's a couple more wins. You guys tell us now, how have you recalibrated your season prediction for the Florida Gators? Put your win totals in the comment section below.